Let me ask you a question. Who is the ruler of this world? Before we really get into this AI field, we have to know who runs the world. And the ruler of the world is Satan, the devil. He is the ruler of the world. So when people are going to talk about AI, this is what you must talk about as well. Who is running the world? So when you look at these big companies, who is behind these companies? The ruler of the world. And why would the ruler of the world authorize the progression of this technology? Because it serves him. And what he wants to do with it is to first lead all the people into a cloud of confusion. The confusion that I'm talking about is going to be so great. Everyone will lose their minds in this process. As they continue to advance AI and AI develops, grows, and matures, people will go into a spiral of depression. They're gonna feel like they don't have meaning and purpose. You're gonna have two camps of people. You're gonna have old people, you're gonna have young people. Young people, this is all they've known, technology, their whole life. But at the same time, they're gonna feel like they've been stripped or robbed of their future, because technology is gonna basically fill in all of the positions that they desire to. And since they're not gonna be able to train to become these things, they're gonna feel like they do not have a future that they can stand on. This is gonna drive them into depression. This is gonna make them feel like they don't have meaning, which is already what they feel. So that means it's gonna go to another level of this feeling. It's going to be harder and heavier on their hearts. That means they're going to escape into the side of AI that's going to feed them their desires, the entertainment side. But this is not entertainment like you and I grew up in. This is super entertainment, a form of entertainment that consumes your senses, your touch, your taste, your senses for pleasure, that it consumes them so hard. The addiction level is going to be unlike the phones, is going to be unlike sugar. If you already consider sugar or phones or television addictive, if you can already admit that it's addictive, picture something that was 8 times more addictive than those things combined. The youth will spiral into that because they're gonna feel like that's all they have left. They're gonna have the AI girlfriend. They're gonna have the desires of their hearts met through these virtual worlds, these computer generated universes. These are CGUs, computer generated universes, where everyone is going to have a universe of their domain, of what they like. They're going to be the ruler of that universe. We were given by God Earth as our domain. So then this is going to be a counterfeit domain, because of course it's going to be a carrot that's dangled in front of them. If they start to misbehave, we're going to take away your universe, and that is going to be their entire life. That's the youth. The older crowd, the advancements, And the changes are going to be so fast, so sudden, so big that they're just not going to want to keep up. They're going to eventually just check out. They're going to completely check out and be like, I'd rather not even be here. They're not going to be part of it. That's the youth and that's the older folk. That's how that's going to go. The people in the middle are going to be on the fence. The people in the middle are also going to suffer great confusion. They're not going to be omitted from this. They're going to suffer great confusion themselves. Because in the next year, and I mean literally just in the next year, there's going to be so many advancements that it's going to look like you're living in sci-fi world. There's going to be a boom in productivity because people are going to use things like ChatGPT and chat bots like ChatGPT to compound tasks. And they're going to be like, wow, I can get this done so much faster now. That boom in productivity is going to be a false sense of security, because what the impending doom and the great job loss that's going to follow after that, no one is ready for, and the society in itself isn't ready for that. Because as I said, the morale is going to be driven down when people feel like what they trained to do for 5, 6, 7 years of their life, they train themselves to become this thing or to do this work, is no longer available because it got replaced. That's not going to go well. That morale is going to drive the nation and the world at large that has the internet and that has access to these forms of technology into a depression, a real, like physical, like they're going to be sad, lost, and they're going to feel like they don't have meaning. And if you can't see that right now, that's just it. You can't see that right now. That's why this is your warning. This is where it's going with AI. This is where it's going. Why do I say confusion? Because the ruler of the world is the author of confusion. And he's going to authorize so many forms of video, audio, manipulations of people. People are going to they're going to think it's good and they're going to adopt it. And they're going to have avatars of themselves as like placeholders that people can talk to and get questions answered. And it's going to be freaky. Because imagine if you saw someone that you've been following for years, in whichever way, you've been listening to their radio thing or their podcast, you've been following them for years. So you kind of have like this relationship with them, even though they do not know who you are, or they might know who you are, but you have this connection with them because of how much content you've consumed from them. Now imagine you could have access to that person, and that person can talk to you and answer questions based on the information they have. And it's obviously going to be false. It's not going to be that person, but it's going to be a real video representation. It's going to represent that person in front of you, and it's going to be freaky because they are going to respond to you, and it's going to be very realistic. There's going to be all accounts of false witnessing in this way. There's going to be so many videos that are made of people saying and doing things that did not happen. They're going to be videos of events. They're going to be used as proof that are going to be shown by authorities. And they're going to tell you this is real, but it's computer generated. It isn't real. But the authorities are going to tell you it is. But the computer generated video is going to be so convincing that you're not going to know the difference. And something's going to tell you inside that you're not going to be sure. And if you don't have strong discernment, real biblical discernment, You're going to be lost in these situations. You're not going to know what to believe. You're going to know who to believe. It's going to come down. It's always been this way. If you really sit down and think about it, it's always been this way. It's going to come down to faith and what you put your faith in, because you're not going to have the time at all to be able to verify or vet all of the things that are going to be coming at you. So you're gonna have to make decisions of who you're gonna put your faith on and what words you're gonna put your faith on. And that's what it's gonna come down to, because it's gonna be too much and too overwhelming, and everybody's gonna have their form of proof, and you're gonna enter a world where you will no longer be able to take video or audio or recording as a form of proof of any event happening. That's the kind of world that you're getting into. And if you think that convenience, because that's what they're gonna offer you, that AI is gonna be so productive, it can do this for you, can do all it's offering you is convenience. If you think convenience is gonna be a fair trade for your sanity, you're gonna be rudely awakened to the reality of chaos. You're gonna feel it. Now, on the other hand, it's gonna be super attractive in other ways. It's gonna be attractive and magnetic. It's gonna wanna suck you in, pull you in, because it's gonna feed you your desires. It's gonna feed you your wants, your lusts. It's gonna feed you these things tenfold, 100-fold, and not just like your simple desires, but your most complex, your most significant, unique desires to you. And it's going to be able to articulate the imagery and the sounds that you've been wanting to hear your whole life. It can do this now, but it's going to be unveiled in the next coming years. Very short time frame from now, but it can do it now. I hear people talking about how they're going to generate fake news sources. Something else that has been going on is that that's already been going on for the last 30 years. Most of Wikipedia, a lot of what's in Wikipedia, was already pre-generated by AI tools years ago. There's proof of this. This video is an introduction video. It's a teaser. Even though I'm laying out some concrete ideas about what you are going to expect in the next year and in the year after, this video is simply a teaser, because these concepts that I'm bringing forth to you, they have to be explored in depth, which means that we're gonna have to go and make more videos and look at several of these topics much more in depth. Now, when you have AI developing at the rate that it's going to develop, that alone will cause confusion. Never mind deep fakes, never mind all of the video imagery and sound imagery that's going to be coming from everywhere of people saying this or doing that wasn't real, or real things that are not going to be considered real because people are going to be like, oh, that's just AI. Do you see how confusing that is? That alone is going to cause confusion. But when you have a rate of progression of technology that's going to be as fast as what's coming, you're not going to be able to keep up with the innovation over there, the innovation over there, the innovation over there, the innovation over there. It's going to proliferate so fast that you cannot keep up with it. It's also going to cause you to have chaos and confusion in your head. Just the rates of the inventions. Now, never mind what the inventions and the innovations are going to propose to you, like what they're going to offer to you. They're going to offer you a whole host of new ideas, of new things that you can do, of new services you can provide, of new conveniences you can have. It's going to be at a rate that's too fast, and companies are not going to be prepared for it, so they're not going to be structured to be able to handle it. So there's going to be models of handling it that are different from other companies, and other companies are going to have a different model, and it's going to be too much. It's going to overwhelm. So the solution is super simple. It's going to have to be, you're just not going to be part of this. You can't mix with this. This is not something, there's no scenario in my mind that I have seen, and you could say, hey, I'm wrong. Who am I? I get it. You know, that's on you. Where are you going to put your faith? That's on you. But from how many years I've been looking at this and how many ways I've been gaming it out, there's no way where this doesn't lead to the destruction of one's soul. The soul that is in you will be consumed by AI. Never mind that AI is a gateway into the spiritual realm. AI operates through airwaves, and the airwaves are the domain of the ruler of the earth. And we started this video with who is the ruler? It's Satan. And he operates in the airwaves. That's where he has his kingdom. That's where he has his domain, in the air. He's the prince of the air. Oh, how we've been misled about him. So these technologies that function through airwaves, that's how they work. Look into what Wi-Fi is. Look into how these things send signals. It's through the air. These are gates. That's why you have someone like Bill Gates, right? What did he give the world in the 90s? Windows, right? What is a window? A window is a gate. And what is he doing now? He was one of the prime funders of OpenAI, which is one of these AI intelligent bots. Open the gate. There are gates that are being opened, and you are putting these portals all around you. These portals are bringing in demonic intelligence. These AI systems are not ones and zeros. These AI systems are windows in which the demonic realm can operate in the natural realm that we are in. This is why I started again the video with who is the ruler of the earth? Who is the current ruler of the earth? This is why he's authorizing this. He's allowing this to progress. He's got his media companies out there, his technology companies out there developing this technology, and there is a trillion amount of dollars being poured into the developing of these technologies for this reason, because it's going to cause confusion, and he is the author of confusion, and he is the father of lies, and this will lay out the sandbox that he wants to have for bringing in the next stage. The next stage is going to be destruction. But first we gotta have a false utopia before that destruction. And as I said earlier, there's no scenario in my mind where this makes sense, where we need to engage it and use it and be part of it. In fact, Babylon is falling. Babylon is going to fall. The Babylonian system is still operating today, but it's going to fall. And if you are a believer, you were called to leave Babylon so that you might not fall with it. because that's what's going to happen. The beautiful thing about that is that Babylon will fall, but it doesn't mean that those that left it have to undergo what Babylon will suffer. And Babylon is going to fall.